These are the craziest police chases ever, and it doesn't get any more GTA than
I said
this.
a golf cart.
His choice of ride has all the fun of a high-speed car chase without the high speed. But when you're wanted by the police, you do what you gotta do.
Nah, this
stealing
guy
a
is not
golf cart
serious.
and leading police on an infuriatingly slow chase through the streets of Los Angeles. While the suspect looked like he was having a great time, his four-legged passenger,
We should definitely watch
so
Patty
much.
Mayo now. What's Patty Mayo?
It didn't take long for the police to box him into a gas station parking lot, bringing the sub-speed limit felony to a slow-mo ending.
Don't drink, don't do drugs.
What's Patty Mayo?
When police leave their cars unattended to deal with speeding drivers, opportunistic thieves make their move.
Looks like somebody just stole my vehicle.
This joyrider jumped behind the wheel of a cop car and sped off without the officer even reacting. With the police radio still on, it's like the thief had a narrator to his own car chase. Is that him laughing? Anyway, when the adrenaline finally wore off and he realized he was driving a freaking cop car, he lost his nerve and bailed on foot, eventually trying out a new hiding spot.
Oh.
If you're getting chased through the streets of LA by a dozen cop cars, people would usually assume you're a criminal. But these guys just wanted to give back to their community. Or at least, that's the story they're sticking to.
Throwing more money out. Throwing more money out
Bro.
of the car. Whoa, look at that.
These guys are trying to say they're Mr. Beast or
Speeding
something.
off in a black SUV, these brazen
Oh, no,
philanthropists
Patty Mayo,
rode through the
though.
city's suburbs, throwing handfuls of cash out the window. While it's not entirely clear if they were trying to spread the
Jesus.
wealth with their neighborhood
Jeez.
or trying to create a distraction big enough to make their getaway.
Why
I'm
life?
pretty sure
If you're
that
on the
makes
road, you'll
locals
pick up all that
very
money.
happy.
I would pick up all that money.
This high-speed chase is about to end in the weirdest way possible. And
I'll
I'm
search
not
after.
talking about the takedown. That was actually a pretty sweet pit maneuver if I say so myself. It's what happens next, which has everyone scratching their heads.
I've seen it. It starts dancing.
After surrendering to the police and exiting the car with his hands up, this guy decides the next best option is to start breakdancing?
Oh.
Why does this go so
Okay.
viral, bro? Just dancing. That's
doing
it.
some breakdancing here in the middle of the roadway, and he is definitely...
Maybe he thinks a solid windmill will make the officers rethink the charges? Or maybe bro thinks it's a new round and
Yeah,
he's
this
back
guy,
in the
he's
Fortnite
lost his
lobby.
mind, fam.
Either way, they'll have to go easy on him. They did tell him to get down.
Yo, what's
after all.
stitches
What did they
it?
expect? What happens when you end up chasing a real-life comic book villain? A scenario which is
that
just
the
as
Joker?
crazy as their on-screen counterpart. When police began pursuing a black sedan through the streets of Santa Monica, little did they know that the passenger was dressed as the Joker. The infamous
the
DC
fuck?
villain taunted the police from the vehicle's sunroof before making a run towards the beach. Maybe he was hoping to go for a swim.
Nah, this is what
or
GTA
disappear into the
shit I haven't
crowd.
seen a
But
day in
not
my-
before he
Oh!
stopped and helped bury and high-five
Is he
a stranger.
naked?
Next thing he knew, he was surrounded by cops and 1,000 onlookers.
What?
Come on, guys. Why so serious?
What the f?
This officer had to check the manual when he spotted a
Yo, that's so weird. My man's idea was to hide in the
horse
sand.
cart traveling with the driver
Oh my
passed out drunk behind the reins.
Hey,
Huh?
I know there's laws against drunk driving, but this is technically an Amish Uber. Obviously, an unconscious driver is an accident waiting to happen.
Nah,
so the police
really, he's drunk riding, because realistically, there's no engine. It's not a car. It's powered by horses.
decided to block the road ahead. And after just a quick collision, the poor kid had reckless driving added to his charge of DUI. One question though, can you still call AAA if your horse breaks down?
What?
When you're
What an
already
ass
facing
joke.
time for reckless driving and eluding the police, why not make the most of the chaos and live stream it? Wilfredo Garcia decided to capitalize on his 15 minutes of fame by going
Man.
live on his ATV
Maybe like a roller skater with this
with the
golden
police hot
headset.
in pursuit. Was it worth it? Well,
Why is he
his eagerness
laughing?
for likes caught the attention of detectives who, after
He's on
a
the
quick scroll
ATV.
through Instagram, were able to add a few more felonies to his list. Everyone gets a guilty conscience from time to time, but this guy is the absolute
What happened,
king
Kiki?
of telling on himself. When this red car got pulled over for speeding, the guy in the passenger seat suddenly felt all eyes on him.
Thank you for telling me who you are this time. Last time you didn't.
Oh, that was you?
That was me.
Imagine how it starts running.
Why
Oh!
is he running?
Yo!
Even though he was the one being interrogated, he suddenly got the urge to bail and run for his life. Our paranoid shirtless friend Roberts obviously had a reason to run.
You know what I was going to do? I was going to have you drive her car. Because you got a valid license, bro. No, I don't.
No way you got my man again. What the
When
flip?
cops finally caught up to him, he got a possession charge for his troubles.
Bet that's meth, ain't it?
Sir.
That's stupid. Dude, I was going to let you drive the car.
How fast
What a
is
shame.
too fast for a scooter? These police officers had to do a double take at their speedometer when they clocked an e-scooter at more than 62 miles an hour down a busy
Jesus
Australian freeway.
Christ.
When challenged, the scooter rider decided to run for it, diverting into a bike lane to escape. His excuse for the erratic driving? He was late to his job. I guess you gotta admire his work ethic.
I mean,
From the
realistically,
dashcam footage,
what is a scooter really? Actually, no, now that I think about it, I feel like a scooter that's going quick, even though like it won't really do much damage, I feel like it crashing into a car can cause the cars to cause a lot of damage. Yeah, that makes
this
sense.
just looks like your average white sedan cruising through the suburbs. This car wasn't speeding, it didn't cross over into oncoming lanes, so what's the problem? Well, after a long joyride through the neighborhood, the vehicle finally stopped, and officers were absolutely dumbfounded
It's
by
that
who was
kid!
behind the wheel.
And before driving back home, this is what it looked like when he got into the driveway. They'll never find me under the bed.
How do you stop a vehicle that
Wait, can you arrest a kid for driving without a license?
can
Like
literally
that kid look like 10, bro. I
drive
don't even
over
know.
a cop car?
Like,
Answer?
or like
You wait till it
9.
runs out of gas. When Joshua Yabbitt was
That's
looking for a
tank.
ride home, he chose an M577 armored personnel
No?
carrier
Oh.
and drove it straight out of the gates of Fort Pickett.
What the is going on?
Look, I should
Police
have
could
drove a
really
car
only
when I was a
follow from
kid,
safe
man.
distance
I
as
missed
the
my
literal
chance.
tank ripped through the streets of Virginia on a high-speed joyride.
Oh, now I've got like a
Eventually, the
provisional
rampage
driver's
came to an end
license
with
thing.
Joshua arrested for driving a tank under the influence.
Nah. Where does one get a tank?
What's the best way to
Where
pick up a country girl?
they both go
A
to Area
tractor.
51.
At least that's what this guy thought when leading the police on a low-speed chase through the sticks. As it turns out, tractors seem to be a quite popular getaway vehicle, although you aren't losing the cops anytime soon. After being pulled
Mother-
over and told
Bro,
to stand
mother
with his hands by
trucker.
his sides, the
Mother
officer returned
trucker.
to his car
Mother trucker. A tractor.
to write him a ticket.
tractor.
Leaving the
Ah.
suspect without handcuffs was the officer's first mistake. His second was not paying attention.
No. Thank you. You know, Cranky's the
In a
only
blink of an
relatable guy,
eye,
man.
he was
Nah, that
off,
JC wanna
and
play
so was the
GTA so
chasing
badly,
officer,
bro.
Only for the suspect to double
Nah,
back for a
I might have to
heroic escape.
re-download
And
GTA
while
on my
he didn't make it very
PlayStation and play with
far,
Callum, you know.
I'm sure this cop will be more careful next time.
Nah, I want to do GTA races so bad.
They say that senior citizens are a liability on the road, and this very sweet grandma is no exception. But instead of peering over the steering wheel of a 1960s Volvo, this grandma was behind the wheel of a mobility scooter. It was clear to everyone that she
Well,
might
on
be a little
PlayStation,
lost,
Cranky.
but despite the offer of help from
Yeah,
a police
honestly,
officer,
I would do
she was
that.
determined to
I'd
find her
probably
way
do
home
that.
herself. Now, only if she could remember the address.
Yeah, because I swear more people have it on PlayStation.
This
So, yeah,
police
I might
chase
do that.
isn't your average felony pursuit. The fugitive in question
Is I have to
stole
do
a
so many
police car
updates.
and was being pursued down a freeway by police SWAT teams and a canine unit. They were
Jesus!
eventually able to pull a pit maneuver on the fleeing vehicle.
I don't know if it's
but here's
cosplay.
where it gets interesting. What should have been
I think it
a
is.
fairly standard
Wait, Cracky, what
takedown
you
and
play on?
arrest took a hilarious
Nah, it's
turn
not
as
cross-platform.
the
What
officers
you play on,
closed
though?
in. Despite the attention of more than a dozen officers and a police dog, the
No
criminal
way,
was
this guy
able to
plays
escape by
Xbox.
stealing
Oh my
another police car.
Yeah, nah,
Someone
GG's.
should really remember to take the keys out of the ignition. It turns out that you don't have to be a criminal to have beef with the police. This officer turned up to investigate a report of a cow on the sports field, and instantly the stakes were raised. But tuning his inner cowboy, the police officer eventually was able to corral the belligerent bovine into a fenced enclosure. If only that solution worked. You know that saying, charging like a bull at a gate? It works for cows too.
What the flip?
Drink driving laws state that you can't be
Yo.
in control of a vehicle while under the influence. Apparently, that also applies to motorized
Nah,
suitcases
it's not
as well.
cross-platform. It's not cross-platform.
Chelsea, look at me.
That's why I'm gonna get it
When
on
this woman tried
PlayStation,
to
not
board a plane in
PC. I've already got it on
Orlando, she
PC,
was
but I can't
refused
play
on
with
the
my friend on
basis of her
PlayStation.
intoxication. The resulting altercation led to a short
What the
pursuit
flip
through
is
the
she
terminal
driving?
and Chelsea's eventual arrest.
She's driving a suitcase.
Do you spit at me? She's gone. She's gone. She spit at me.
Chelsea, you are under arrest. Put your hands behind your back now. Chelsea, you're under arrest. Put your hands behind your
Wait, chat. Is it legal to drive a suitcase on a scooter. Electric scooter. Is that legal?
Do not resist.
If that's legal, I'm doing that next
Result
time I
of
go
her
to airport.
charge? A $300 fine.
I don't have an
and
electric
she's not
scooter,
allowed
but-
to operate a suitcase for 6 months.
We're gonna go in the car nice and easy, all right?
Massey, you're not allowed to use a
When is a
suitcase
police
for
car
6
chase
months.
not a police
That is
car
crazy.
chase? When the fugitive does donuts
What
instead
the
of trying to
flip?
get away. This guy doesn't seem to care that he doesn't have a 4-wheel drive. He's found his home in the sand, leaving the police in the dust. Eventually, his cockiness gets the better of him, and this car chase comes to a crashing conclusion.
God. Yo, all
Not
5
police chases are
angles.
adrenaline-filled, white-knuckle
Damn.
rampages. Sometimes you get a pursuit that even a snail would have a fighting chance in. For more than
Fully
2
priced, nah,
hours,
fully
police followed
pieced,
the
bro.
suspect from their patrol cars.
Fully
even though they
priced?
probably could have gotten out
The hell
and
does that
walked
mean?
faster. Why this chase
Oh.
never got above 30 miles an hour, we'll never know. But at least he doesn't have a speeding charge added to
Yo.
his rap sheet.
Yo, someone get my man a
When
new
you run out
car.
of gas and need to get somewhere in a hurry? How about load up your saddle and head down the freeway on horseback? That's exactly what Adams Hollingsworth did on Chicago's I-94. Flanked
What
by more
a
than a dozen
dumb
cops,
guy.
the colorful cowboy and his ride broke into gallop for several miles before finally coming to his senses. When asked why he didn't pull
Why?
over straight away, he had only one answer.
Is that actually what he
The key and
said?
good escape plan is knowing where all exits are. This guy had the right idea, but his execution could use some work. Might have gone up the window. He certainly didn't.
Yeah. Nah.
They say the best place
Should've
to
threw a
hide
rock.
is right in plain sight. And what a better way to test this theory than right in the middle of a police pursuit, hiding in between a parked car and a fence. This fugitive couldn't
I
believe his
couldn't
luck when the
type.
cops
What?
walked straight past him,
Why?
completely oblivious to the fact he was just a few feet away. Reporters and news helicopters circling above desperately tried to make contact with the dumbfounded police on the ground. Even after the tip-off, it was a miracle they actually found him.
Wow. And they haven't seen him yet. This is unbelievable. There we go.
Huh?
Oh my gosh.
This police chase started out like any other, swerving in and out of lanes, narrowly missing other cars. This was a criminal with zero intention of stopping. But even as police retreated to a safe following distance, life was about to throw this suspect a curveball. Instead
The
of giving up to
train.
the cops who were closing in, this man saw his chance and made the ultimate escape.
Why?
Tells me he doesn't have a
What?
ticket though.
Yo!
Sometimes even innocent people get dragged into high-speed pursuits.
Guys are doing
like the
the
passengers of
most,
this
you
limo.
know.
The driver of which is on a
Even when
suspended
there's a
license
helicopter,
and running from the
shirtless,
cops, reaching
with
speeds
nothing.
in excess of 150 miles an hour. The strain was eventually too much for the luxury stretch vehicle, with the transmission giving out in a puff of smoke. Unable to continue driving forward, the petrified limo driver did what any normal person would do in this situation: drive backwards. The reverse police chase went on
In
for
a
another few
limo.
minutes before the driver misjudged the turn and
I know
backed
this guy's
into a
goated
tree.
though. Oh, never mind. Oh,
While most chases begin and end behind the wheel, one of these wanted armed robbers has a hidden skill up her sleeve that will help her make a sneaky getaway.
Oh, yeah,
After
yeah.
hitting speeds of
It gets
95
like that
miles an hour
sometimes.
through residential streets, the duo's luck had seemingly run out. Unable to shake the cops, they ditched the car in a back alley.
I might
and
hop
made a
on
run
Roblox
for
after
it.
this, or I'll
After
play one
scaling
more
a
game.
fence
I mean,
and
I'll
leaping
watch
from
one more
building
game.
to building, it's pretty
Damn.
clear she isn't just a petty crook. She's a
Damn.
parkour pro.
Oh, not on the car,
Unlucky for her,
man.
though. The eyes in the sky captured her every leap, resulting in the pair being cornered on the roof of a
Jesus.
shed. At least they got one last romantic hug.
Oh, there we go.
What's the best getaway vehicle you can think of? A Bugatti? Lamborghini? Well, what about one that police are too terrified to follow? This criminal had the genius idea of stealing the world's most unfollowable ride: a fully loaded lumber truck.
Oh, bucklets.
At first, the truck stealing criminal was a local hero, even getting high
Yeah,
fives
guys
from
are playing
enthusiastic
GTA, man.
onlookers.
Ah, nah.
Just gave him a high five.
Yo. This guy thinks he's in a movie. Oh,
But
my
things
days.
became heated when sparks from an exposed wheel rim caused the lumber to ignite, engulfing the rear of the
Aye.
truck in flames.
Is that
The
wood-
toxic
is it
smoke
got wood
and
on
a
it?
flaming cargo that frequently spilled onto the road. Police had to wait for their moment. Thankfully, they got their chance, and a lucky shot from an officer would be the undoing of this car chase from hell.
Look, you can see one running up to the cab there.
Oh.
I think he's firing.
Bang!
This dude has played way too much Tony Hawk and not enough GTA.
God.
After crashing his car, this guy grabs the next best mode of transportation he can find. A
skateboard.
longboard. The only problem is, he isn't great at riding it. And in no time at all,
what a
cops and a
shame.
good Samaritan have him cornered and cuffed. And while this good citizen may have helped bring one criminal to justice, sometimes you end up helping them escape.
What?
When this stolen Ford Mustang ran out of gas on the freeway, the criminal behind the wheel thought his days were numbered. Pushing the car onto the off-ramp, he was joined by a friendly stranger who just wanted to lend a hand. Oh, is that sweet? Aiding and abetting. Maybe if he knew the cops were on the way, he wouldn't have been so generous. After a few minutes pushing uphill, the shirtless criminal decides he's had enough, running away and making a beeline for 7-Eleven instead. I wonder if he even said thank you. This guy's either the coolest criminal ever, or the police department needs some serious funding. After officers called off a pursuit due to excessive speed, this guy simply parked his car and walked away as though nothing ever happened.
Wait, chat, I kind of like this channel, you know. I'd see what else.
I think we found the real-life Trevor Phillips.
Let's just blend it in.
It's not every day police have to chase down a stolen forklift through suburban
What the
streets,
flip?
especially one driven by a 12-year-old kid for over an hour. This preteen badass
Nah, this is something Charlie would do, no true. Charlie, you would do that.
cops on a wild goose chase through Michigan.
Yeah, nah, this
Legend
channel's
has
a
it,
dub.
he's still driving.
The flip.
From someone who takes 3 attempts just to back into a parking space.
The impossible because I want to